Hey, it's Lois Kramer. And if you've ever found yourself buried in to-dos for your speaking practice, crafting that perfect pitch, positioning your business in a powerful way, trying to stay yourself while scaling a business, you're in the right place today. I'm bringing you my AI guru, Doug Devitre, who has helped me create a fantastic new program, Book More Business with AI, BMB with AI. It's an awesome tool that does the heavy lifting so you can focus on what you do best, and that's speaking. So what we're going to do today is do a quick walkthrough of BMB with AI, show you its main modules, and show you the possibilities, how it can help you garner marketing assets, get ready for podcasts, generate content, and much more. So we're going to go into it all. Doug, I'm so happy you're here with me.
Yeah, thanks so much. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to sign in and then kind of let you take it from there.
Okay. Essentially, let me just say, this was born from Doug and I just kind of futuring and talking about all of the things that I do. And he is the AI guru. I mean, he is an incredible AI resource. For any of you who want to do something like this, reach out to Doug. But he helped really put my intellectual property into an AI app, an AI app that is going to help you generate the things you need in order for people to see, to get interested in hiring you for a speech. And here are the many assets of it. There's a here are the main phases of this. Phase one, foundation and learning. We ask you to set up your profile, and that involves the information about your business, your social media links, contact details, and other professional details that will help us as we go down this AI road to establish your marketing and sales stuff. There's an interactive course that we've created all around the newest edition of Make Money Speaking, which is now Make More Money Speaking. And so that is going to help you process everything that you have read in my book. Hopefully, it will really bring my book to life for you. And you're seeing right now on the screen what everything that is in my book. You know, my book has sections. We've sectioned the course to look like my book. And this should be a great resource for some of the foundational knowledge as we dive into this. I'm really excited about this. I wanted to create a course. Putting a course in this whole program, though, was really not something that I considered until Doug told me to do that. And I'm really glad that he did, because this really is just a holistic look at your speaking practice, which is one of the things that I love. What am I missing here, Doug?
Well, let's dive into the profile settings because I
Yeah.
think many times let's say if you're using ChatGPT by itself, right? And you want to create marketing materials, you have to continuously start from scratch, right?
Yes.
And that's a lot of time, especially time that you don't have that you could be making phone calls or actually speaking, right? Which
Yeah.
is how we make money. So essentially what you can do here inside the profile settings is there's a way that you can upload your existing PDF, right, that has all the information about your speaking business that maybe you've tried to create on your own, and then it'll load in and extract all the information to populate this database. Now, the important thing here is once you fill out this profile settings once, right, this will start to integrate with the other features inside of the app that then again saves you more time. So that's critical, right? Because you don't want to have to continuously enter in these fields over and over again every time you need to create a new marketing piece, or let's say you rebrand yourself to speak on another topic. This gives you the flexibility and creativity to do this from scratch really, really quickly.
Yes. And, you know, I want you to really hear, I want to reinforce what he just said. You could go to ChatGPT and do all of this yourself. However, you would have to start from the beginning each and every time for each and everything you wanted to do for your business. And the way Doug has integrated this, you can go back and revise without having to recreate the whole thing, reinvent the wheel. That's the magic to me, Doug, in what you've done here with our
Well,
information.
well, thank you. And there's another way you can even save even more time is let's say if you go to your LinkedIn profile, right? And this is you right here.
Yeah.
You already have all your information filled out. You click on more, then you click save to PDF. That PDF is the same one that you can load into your profile settings to save you even more time. And you know what? It's not going to be 100% perfect, but it allows you to kind of start from, let's say, step 2, 3, or 4, rather than starting from scratch every single time.
And let me tell you something, folks. I didn't even know you could do this until Doug told me you could go to your LinkedIn profile. And if you click more, that this was even available. This will save you a lot of time on the front end of this app and getting this up and going quickly.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your speaker toolkit, because I think anybody who's getting started in speaking, or let's say they want to rebrand themselves, this is one of the main things you talk about in your book.
I do. And, there are certain marketing materials that the people who hire professional speakers expect from you and they need from you. And you need to provide it in order to give them the confidence that you've done this before and that they're making a right decision by writing a check to you and putting you in front of their people. And so this is a lot of what I've worked on with clients over the years, Doug, creating the specific marketing assets that someone needs in order to make a good decision about hiring you. Things like a bio. A big part of it for me is a one sheet or a core offering sheet. And I'll tell you, I think that a core offering sheet is one of the biggest gifts you can give yourself, because I challenge you to use an economy of words in this marketing piece that should open the door for people to want to know more and drive people to your website to learn more about what you can deliver for them. And so we go into specifics here about how to create that one sheet for yourself using my take on it, that I've worked with clients for over 20 years on. And this is a real plus, a real plus.
Sure. And so back to what we talked about before in your profile information, you just click this button and then it will upload or generate all the information based upon the right text size. So you've got your speaker bio information, you've got the short one, you've got the longer one, you've got your topics and expertise, you've got your introduction that you can give, testimonials that you can load in here. So that's really the benefit here. So once you have everything created, or loaded in, then you click generate toolkit, and then you'll see that it automatically generates this Word document to start you off. And then, also if you're working with Lois as a coaching client, you don't have to start from scratch. You can use this to say, okay, Lois, I've created my speaker toolkit. What do I need to change to make me more marketable that I can book more business?
And let me just say this, Doug, a very salesy thing, and I'm going to say it anyway. You can spend the money on this toolkit. You can't even hire me for what you're going to pay for this toolkit. This would give us a very quick start to going over the things in your business that we need to massage and we need to change or update, if you have these specific assets coming in to work with me. Makes a lot of sense.
And think about how many times as a speaker, especially if you're trying to book at conferences where you need to generate an RFP. That was the hardest part for me, is every single time I need to create a custom proposal for the specific group that I'm working with. Well,
Right.
right here at the bottom, this is another widget that we have, is generate your RFP. This pulls in your information here. And then so that way you can quickly create the text that you can copy and paste and put over into the website for the meeting planner.
Let me just say this. For those of you who are early in your business, this is gold, because you're going to be looking at a lot of these as you start gaining traction in your business to get experience, to get the economic capital of a good testimonial that lets somebody know that you're worth the investment to hire. Getting great opportunities in front of the right people. It can be all about RFPs early in your career, and this will save you countless hours.
Well, great. We'll go into the side menu because this is also available on your mobile device to be able to use. How many times do professional speakers host their own podcast or serve as a guest for other people's podcasts?
Yes. A great way to promote your business, promote yourself, either doing your own podcast or just offering yourself as a guest to other people. And, when Doug created this, he sent me something on this to try out, and my mind was blown. My mind was blown. This will save you. Anyone who is hosting you on a podcast will love having you as a guest if you can supply this information. And remember, it's all positioning. I want you to be in charge of how you're positioned when you're a guest. This assures that you are. Love this.
Well, look, all I did is choose the podcast category, right? And I typed in AI, and then all of a sudden we've got Lois Kramer mastering AI through expert speaking. Join Lois Kramer, head of trends, and explore new opportunities. Which has the quick copy button, but this is a quick way for you to start, not just start from scratch, but then get steps ahead. So then you've got the interview questions, right? That you could
Yes.
send to somebody to say,
Yes.
hey, these are the questions you can ask me, because a lot of people don't really know, or they don't have the time, or maybe they just don't want to do the research. Gives them a healthy framework that you can easily use, and be prepared in advance.
I think, Doug, whenever I'm a guest on a podcast, my responsibility is to manage the perception of my business. Asking the right questions or giving them questions to ask me will assure that I'm doing exactly that and I'm communicating exactly what I want communicated during the podcast.
Well, and how many times do you need to send the email out to the individual to make sure that they have all the information about you, so they could even copy and paste it and put it into their web show notes or the YouTube description or whatever else it might be. So this quickly creates all the information that you might need to help get you started in creating the podcast. Then what we did is we add another feature. This is actually still in development. We're connect to Canva, is this
Yes.
will help generate the design that loads this information in. These are the audio tools where actually will create audio file segments that you can add in based upon the different categories. So right here you can see this is intro, outro segments, ad read sponsorships, teasers, trailer clips. Not only will it create the script, but it will also create the audio for you. So there's a bunch of audio tools that are built into this to save you even more time.
I mean, think about this. If you're hosting a podcast, how many of these tools are you having to gather together to do it? This is one stop. Think if you're a guest and you're able to give the podcast host a lot of this stuff. I mean, it's just transformational, I think, for podcasting.
Hmm. Well, great. We're moving on here to the media responder, right? And you need to think about how many times, you're the expert, right? And you want to get featured in an article online, a blog or newspaper, or get a segment on TV. This allows you to paste the hero request or the source of sources request right into here to generate that response following the template, right? The best practices in order to get a pitch, so that you can then copy and paste this, put into the request that you would send in individually, because this takes a ton of time that you would
Yes.
normally be able to respond to as many if you were to do it manually.
It does. And, help a reporter out. Hero, I has gotten me placed in the Wall Street Journal, Inc., and Forbes. So I'm a believer in this. I am not a believer in spending hours every week in doing this. You need to be spending your time doing the things that are going to get you hired for speeches, quite frankly. This will assure that you're being a good steward of your own productivity.
Well, and that's not all, right?
Yep.
We've got the content studio,
Yep.
where you can generate the content right from your existing material. It'll create the social media posts. and everything else that just continues to save you more time. And I know a lot of speakers right now will go to ChatGPT and have to do it individually, but why not start from one central place? So even if you have an admin, right, they could be spending a lot of their time on this, and then whatever channels they use to post online.
That's a great point. If you have someone who does that for you, how easy will this be to manage? Incredible, incredible.
Yeah.
Great point. Great point.
So we're moving on to, how much should I charge for
Yeah.
my speech? Why don't you dig into that as far as the content in your book? Then it helps somebody, whether they're just getting started or they're a seasoned professional speaker, how much to charge.
Yeah, it's always a question, Doug, I'm asked, especially by people early in their business. And let me just say this, most people in this business undervalue their what they should be charging. This is a great barometer, if you will, of what you should be thinking about charging as you go out and as you go on in your speaking business. And we look at things like experience, target markets, how specific you are, and what you should be charging. Now, don't substitute this for your own best judgment or what you may know in your own market, but this should be really helpful as you think about what is the value that I bring to my market.
Well, and there's a lot of different characteristics, a lot of different types of presentations, whether you're given a keynote, a workshop, a training program, that would probably change the amount that you might charge, correct?
Yes, exactly. And what you laid out in this so brilliantly is that it does reflect the kinds of programs that you do, because it does affect the fee. And as I said, this can give you some confidence, I think, going in. And look, when we're all starting a speaking practice, we're looking for confidence. We're wanting to do the right thing from the beginning. I think this helps you to do that. This helps you to do that. I love your unique value factors that Doug created for this. Just amazing. Look at all of the factors that this takes in when you're talking about establishing your fee. It's just an incredible resource.
Well,
It's
how many
very,
times do professional speakers get objections to what their
well,
fee
on
might be?
occasion, Doug, on occasion, there's pushback. And what we have done here is we have taken my answers to these questions. When I work with clients, I tell them, this is what you need to counter. This is what you need to say. And this will give you some specific ideas about things that you want to say when people give you pushback. It takes my book, puts it alive in my consulting and puts it live.
We can get someone cheaper. Well,
Yes,
you're absolutely right. There are many speakers at different price points. My fee reflects the specific results I deliver.
that's right. And
Ooh, that's
so
so good.
it is. And I feel like this helps equip you with what you're going to hear. So nothing's going to be a surprise. You're not stammering when somebody asks you a question. We need to be the answer people. And so this, I think, equips us to be just that.
And I think this is a good opportunity for professional speakers there who are involved in their own mastermind to role play, right, with some of these questions, and then just kind of
Great idea. I'd
rattle
never
off
even
whatever.
thought about that. That is a great idea. Absolutely.
Well,
It would be.
let's talk about either building your business or trying to change your specific business model. This is the profit calculator feature that I love. So we're going to create our first one. We're going to call this 2025 business. Actually, we're going to make this 2026.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right. And then so this kind of follows the same logic that you have in your book, right?
It totally does. Knowing your numbers, uh, incredibly important. And many of you have heard what I have heard, and I often say it's not what you make, it's what you keep in your business. But we need to know the numbers around our business to know whether this is a viable enterprise. This really helps you project what you will need to earn in order to pay, for example, the expenses of your business. We all have expenses. This helps you to see that, I think, in a very clear way, very clear way.
And it's not so much about the speech, right? It's about the additional revenue that you can bring in through your specific platform.
That's right. And so speaking might be just one of the ways that I generate money in my business. Products may be another, consulting may be another. And the last chapter in my book is aftercare. Those are all of the ancillary ways that you bring income into your speaking business. And one of the ways I position myself for working with speakers is how do you specifically monetize your expertise? And there are a number of ways we want to do that beyond speaking. And this helps you to get your arms around what that could look like for you.
Sure. And I'm just typing in these different, obviously I'm just making this up as I go, right? But but essentially we all have these expenses,
That's exactly right.
or maybe there's extra expenses that might
Yes.
be there. And then here you go. Here is your projection summary that you
Yep.
can take into your mastermind group to say, hey, this is what this is going to look like in 2026. Here's my net profit margin. Or here's my net profit and here's my profit margin. Is
Yes.
that a healthy margin? Well, let's figure out what works best.
And this also helps you to quantify how well you're doing as you process the year. If I am not doing as well as I want to, I know I need to bump it up. Maybe I need to add another service. Maybe I need to add another product to help do what I've said I wanted to do. So this will help you get your arms around this. An incredible option on this platform, I think.
Now, how important are testimonials from your past clients?
Well, they're only the most important thing. You know, Doug, I was just talking yesterday to a young speaker, and I said the most important thing that you need to work for right now is not actually money. And I'm big on people earning money, but you need the economic capital of a testimonial to give people the confidence to hire you. And what this helps us do is to generate those testimonials. Sometimes the people who hire us are not great at writing testimonials. Some of them have never done it before. You can make this as easy as can be. And that's why I think that this is such an important part of this toolkit. Testimonials are everything, and you need to constantly be updating testimonials and adding to them. So this is a great way to be able to help people to help you.
Well, and one of the things that I have here, it's the legal notice, right? And I'm not an attorney here, but this is just common sense.
Yes,
Self-created testimonials using AI are not permitted by federal law. Any generated testimonial must be verified and approved by the individual mentioned before use. This tool creates drafts only.
yes,
Client verification is required because many clients don't even have the time or they don't even know what to say. This kind of gives you a head start. So I've got the basic information here for speaker
sure.
name, client title. These are normal things you would ask for, and then based upon what they might email you or maybe what they told you right after the program, they might give you some compliments, or maybe people who kind of came up to you afterwards, they said, hey, you did a great job. We've created some of the quick compliment prompts based upon the category that will help you create that draft even
Yeah.
faster. So engagement, energy, content expertise, impact and results, delivery and style, professionalism. Now, I wouldn't add in every single prompt, right? Because that would be a little
Yes.
bit overload. But why not pick three? And then
Yes.
obviously get your client, send it to your client ahead of time, and maybe you could even ask them to post it as a LinkedIn recommendation so it appears on their profile.
Which is a great idea. And this whole thing is a prompt, really, a prompt to get a testimonial from
Yeah.
someone. Incredibly important. It's one of the big assets of your business are your testimonials.
Let's see, what else do we have? We've got the resource library. This is huge, right? How many templates do you have for speakers that they normally have to start off with like a Word document or a PDF, and then they have to fill in all that information
Right.
individually each specific time? Tell us about some of these agreements that come in handy
Well,
for speakers.
you know, um, I think agreements need to be easy, and this is my agreement. A lot of people use it. I'll tell you right now. You might want to add more things on it, but this is a great way for you to look and see, is this exactly what I want on it? it also is a way for you to be able to plug in information right away. You're not writing an agreement for every time that you get a client. These are the templates that I've used for years with my clients. And I've never spelled it out, with this much detail before, Doug. And it wasn't exactly a hostage situation, but Doug encouraged me to do this. And I'm glad he did, because I think that you will find this incredibly helpful. You will always feel equipped to do what you need to do in order to get your business going.
Well, there's the email template here.
Yes.
There's the event preparation checklist, because many
Yep.
times clients don't understand the value of a professional speaker and all the work that you might do ahead of time. Some people just show up with a laptop and they talk. Professionals, right?
That's
Like
right.
you and many of our peers, we do a lot of work ahead of time, we do a lot of work during, and we do a lot after. So this helps summarize a lot of those different things. Plus we've got
I was
qualifying. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, what that helps you do is put your best professional self forward when you're working with someone. It assures them, look, I've done this before, and I want to manage every part of this to make sure that I'm accomplishing exactly what you have hired me to accomplish.
Qualifying questions. This is something that you can use on the phone, right? When
It
you
is.
make, or let's say if you call and they don't answer, here's a professional voicemail script that you can use. That's just, I think this is word from your book, right?
It is. And Mike, I have clients who are using this right now successfully. And let me tell you, over the years, Doug, I always say my best market intelligence feedback from my clients on what works and what doesn't. And so what you're seeing here with email templates and voicemail scripts are the things that are working.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of things that are inside of this platform right now. Um, and some of the things are still being improved upon as we
Yep.
go, right?
Yep.
Like the Canva integration.
Yes.
There might be some things that need to be fixed, but it is the number one priority to make sure that everything's working. And we welcome your feedback. So if there's something you think needs to be added to this, we should be able to plug it in, so that way you feel confident in this investment, and getting more business as a result.
And listen, we are into continual improvement. So your feedback is important to us. We want we want you to consider this to be the best investment you've made in your business this year. And so we are soliciting feedback. We want your feedback. But I'm excited. And, this is my intellectual property from 25 years of doing this. What Doug has been able to do is roll all of that into a very tangible and easy to use resource for you. So, Doug, thanks for joining me today and explaining to everyone, helping me explain to everyone what this does. It's really the magic of what this does. Doug insists it's not just magic, it's magic to me, but he understands AI a little bit more than I do. But the possibilities of this, I think, are going to be endless once you start. And I think the time, Doug, I think the finite amount of time that we have to put ourselves out in the marketplace is what we all deal with. How do we make the best use of that finite amount of time? This helps you to do just that. And it's one of the reasons I'm so excited about this product.
Well, you've done a lot of the legwork, right? And investing in yourself, investing in other people. And I'm just so glad we were able to work together to make something meaningful, for a lot of the professional speakers out there, and also those that are aspiring to be a professional speaker as well.
Well, I am too. And we just want to thank you all for listening to us today and checking out our toolkit, and invite you to jump in, create, see what this can do for your business. I think it can be transformational. And those of you who know me know that I am usually very conservative about what I think about a lot of things. But I am all in on this. This is very exciting. So thanks for joining us. And if you decide to invest in the toolkit, let us know about your journey with it and how helpful it's been. We want to know. Thanks for joining us, everybody. And thank you, Doug.